If you have laid your eyes on the stylish Peugeot 407, but rumors about its not the highest reliability prevent you from gaining a foothold in your choice, cast aside all doubts. Andrei Kuprianov is sure that a copy from good hands will not cause problems. Getting rid of notoriety is sometimes more difficult than getting rid of a serious illness. Take, for example, French cars, to which we have firmly stuck the label of capricious and unreliable. In fact, this is not true. Yes, they are inferior in reliability to German and Japanese competitors, but you can't call them prone to breakdowns. These cars look bright and catchy, but they are cheaper than similar Germans and Japanese in class. Look at least at the Peugeot 407, even with age, he has practically not lost his charm. A real Frenchman. The car was produced in the form of a sedan and a practical, but at the same time damn attractive station wagon, as well as a stylish coupe that still does not lose its gloss, but only becomes more mature and seasoned, like old French wine. The range of Peugeot 407 engines included gasoline 4s with a volume of 1.8, 116 horsepower, 2.0, 136 horsepower, 2.2 liters, 158 horsepower, and a 2.9-liter V6, 211 horsepower, as well as a 2.0-liter diesel, 136 horsepower. A 5-speed gearbox was combined with 1.8 and 2.0-liter gasoline units, and a 6-speed gearbox with a 2.2-liter, which initially worked in tandem with a turbo diesel. The 4-band automatic was intended for 2.0-liter and 2.2-liter gasoline engines. The flagship V6 was equipped with a 6-speed automatic transmission. Avant-garde externally, Peugeot 407 inside is quite traditional. The quality of finishing materials is decent. The equipment of the car will not disappoint the second owners. For example, in the basic version of Dynamic there are 6 airbags, ABS with a stabilization system, climate control, electric front windows and heated mirrors, a CD radio and fog lights. Often there are instances, understaffed with alloy wheels, full power accessories and xenon headlights. Expensive versions have a leather interior, automatic, power front seats, a driver's knee airbag and a sunroof. Motors are generally reliable, but they have high oil consumption, up to 500 grams per 1,000 kilometers. The upper supports are short-lived, and as they wear out, the lower one also fails. After 100,000 kilometers of run, you will have to update the hydraulic lifters and the valve drive. All gasoline units in the gas distribution mechanism have a toothed belt, the service life of which is 90,000 kilometers. Be prepared for the fact that the check engine warning light often works on this motor. There can be many reasons, from the failure of candles or individual ignition coils to the failure of the oxygen sensor, catalyst or mass airflow sensor. The modern 2.2-liter engine is equipped with balancer shafts and intake valve timing, VTC. It is distinguished by increased noise when idling, as well as higher maintenance costs. Worthy of special mention is the V6 petrol engine. It is not as common on used 407s, but the mechanics of specialized services speak only positively about it. If, of course, we do not take into account the rather decent costs of maintaining it in operation and repair, the 4 is cheaper. The mechanical box is strong enough, but over time, the gears begin to turn on with noticeable effort. After changing the oil, its performance can be restored. But the infamous 4-speed automatic KL4 creates problems for the owners of the 407. If the iron of the automatic transmission itself serves up to 200,000 kilometers, then the hydraulic valve block and control electronics can become unusable by 100,000 kilometers. If you feel shock in the transmission, turn off the engine and start it again. If the box is working properly, it is enough to change the oil in it and reflash the control unit. Otherwise, automatic transmission overhaul is inevitable. The Peugeot 407 has a fully independent suspension with double wishbones at the front and a multi-link rear design with a passive steering effect. Running surprisingly strong and not so expensive. Wheel bearings are short-lived, which nurse about 50,000 kilometers. The remaining elements of the chassis withstand the average time. Stabilizer struts and bushings serve 30,000 and 60,000 kilometers, respectively. Shock absorbers, up to 100,000 kilometers. Gasoline 4s, especially 1.8 and 2.0 liters, are characterized by increased consumption of engine oil. Keep this in mind and periodically check its level. Moreover, replacing the piston rings eliminates the problem only for 30,000 to 50,000 kilometers. The timing belt is designed for a mileage of 90,000 kilometers. At the same time, it is advisable to update the rollers with a water pump. Do not trust engine repairs to non-professionals. When buying a 407 with an automatic transmission, be sure to check the performance of the 4-band automatic. It rarely withstands more than 100,000 kilometers of run. A mechanical box is much more durable, but over time, problems can arise with it. The body of the 407 is quite strong. Paint chips appear only after 4 years of operation. In winter, as a rule, the button for opening the trunk lid freezes, which is camouflaged in the number 0 of index 407. In domestic conditions, the muffler fastening clamp often breaks off. The front suspension is distinguished by decent survivability and moderate repair costs. There are practically no characteristic weak points, except for hub bearings, and original spare parts are expensive. The rear suspension is independent, multi-link, with the effect of passive steering. She usually needs intervention after 120,000 kilometers when replacing shock absorbers and, for the second time, stabilizer struts. Electrical equipment is not the strongest point of this car. All sorts of sensors and relays, electronic components are periodically buggy. This mainly concerns injection and engine management systems.